Could a new kind of intelligence be the key to better leadership?
If I asked you, April, do you know people in your life that are emotional? You might think of some. It's not going to be necessarily the highest compliment. But, then there's the emotionally intelligent, which is the ability to draw on emotional resources and information. So I knew about emotional intelligence and all the research done and popularized by Daniel Goleman and others. And I was like, oh, I hear of spiritual intelligence. I'd love to research it. And in order to research something, you have to measure it and scientifically. And that was the path I set on. I was like, I needed to define it more specifically than just talk about it in broad terms, and then how to measure it. So I did all these 71 interviews with all these spiritual teachers across the traditions to identify these qualities. And from that, I developed the first academically validated measure of spiritual intelligence that showed that it complements emotional intelligence. So I studied 42 CEOs and 210 members of their staff. And what I found is that leaders that scored higher on spiritual intelligence led teams with higher morale, greater commitment, lower turnover, even when you control for emotional intelligence. So if I can talk dirty for a moment, I mean nerdy, emotional intelligence accounted for 41% of the variance in the outcome of effective leadership. Spiritual intelligence accounted for 46% of the variance, and together they accounted for 67%. So what that means, without getting caught into the science and the statistics, is that they each have a contribution on their own, but together they have a multiplicative effect. And since then, there's been other research that's been done by other researchers that have shown that people who score higher on spiritual intelligence lead more satisfying life, better quality of life, are more productive, they have more resilience, they have better quality relationships. And some research has even shown that leaders with higher spiritual intelligence produce better financial results for their organizations. Something that hasn't been shown for emotional intelligence. So this is not to knock down emotional intelligence. Clearly a lot of research and importance, but I'm just saying that it's as powerful or more powerful than emotional intelligence. And this research is now done across many countries and cultures and different contexts, so by many researchers worldwide.